Hi, welcome to the Mostly Mike Show. Those of you who've been watching my videos probably heard me make mention of my private homemade trail system. You might have even seen some repair videos for these trails, but to our misfortune, this channel was never even thought of when all 10 of these trails were made, so there's almost no video footage available of their construction. But not anymore. In this video, I'll show you a brand new section that I added to the very first trail that I ever built, which will combine what I knew about trail building then with what I learned over the last 5 years or so. I'll share some tips that I learned here and there, so watch closely and watch thoroughly. Without further delay, let's go build a trail. Problem is, where the stream runs through, when I built this, I didn't really take into consideration that the stream could actually change the course of its path, and it starts eating in right in here. You can see where it's just about gone, like when you swerve to miss this tree, you're almost in the water. It's been about 3 years since I added any new riding medium to my 7 or so miles of trail that I began building, around 5 years ago. Over 99% of their construction was designed and built by me, which is a testament to my madness. Anyone who has built trails knows how hard this work is. On this particular piece of land, there is a stream whose flow was affected by some fallen trees, subsequently causing some erosion to the stream's banks, which will potentially affect a small section of this trail where it runs along these banks. My initial plan was to build a simple detour further inland and call the job done. After thinking it through, I realized that the inner part of the large loop that this trail surrounds is absolutely beautiful and has several different personalities, including a grassy section amongst what looks to be possibly an old orchard from long ago. Unless it isn't, there's some small marshy areas, a mining runoff collection area that looks pretty badass with its red rusty dirt, covered largely with emperor ferns and trailing blackberries. Of course, there's also some nice forest land with trees and thickets. Good planning is undoubtedly one of the most important parts of building a trail, especially when it's being built in the confines of an outer loop. There's many things to consider riding the design of the trail so that you can take advantage of terrain features and cool things to see while riding by. Most importantly though, you have to keep it from getting too close to the other sections when the trails run back and forth in a tight area such as this. I also try to create distractions such as turns or obstacles to take the rider's attention away when sections do run close to one another. Once I have a general idea of where I want the trail to go, I place about 20 or so marker flags several feet apart, and usually with the mindset that the trail is going to go on the left side of the marker. This way, it's not painted on trees or a pain in the ass to move when you change your mind a million times, as I commonly do when I build trails. I then try to visualize what it's like riding this route. Okay, yeah, even sometimes pretending that I'm actually riding it if no one is watching. This is where you decide if what us trail builders refer to as fun factor is there. Once the route has been decided, I'll clear any low-hanging branches, fallen trees that I don't want for obstacles, and finally use the rogue hoe to remove the organic matter from the surface of the ground. When my advancement reaches 50 feet or so, I'll back up and pick up the marker flags, then scout ahead of my advancement, replacing the flags to mark the way. Then repeat this about 1,000,000 times. I generally carried only the bare necessities into the woods, including the following. Usually a good portable fixed blade pruning saw such as this samurai saw that goes on my belt is a must-have. Equally necessary is the rogue hoe, which is an absolute beast for digging, chopping roots, and raking loam. Some smaller hand pruners are great for trimming smaller branches, and I also have a tool bag which I use to carry water, Gatorade, snacks, camera stuff, and whatever. I also take note of larger deadfall and bring a chainsaw once in a while to cut it up. But it's not worth dragging a chainsaw with you every day unless you have Trail Force 1 with you. I'll include Amazon links below for the tools that I use in this video. I get commissions on even unrelated items purchased within a day after clicking the links, which helps this channel out tremendously on future content. When routing the trail, I usually try to avoid thick areas of weeds and briars if possible. These areas can be very high maintenance, especially when you're a one-man show. I try to seek routes on higher ground around quaggy, marshy areas, so it's a good idea to know the land that you're building the trails on. There's some areas that I try to aim for, and those would be natural berms, large rocks, and downed trees that can be made into skinnies to keep things real. I'm particularly fond of large ferns, so I route the trails through those whenever possible. Aside from a couple of short punchy climbs, there's virtually no elevation changes to speak of on this trail, which would explain why I am naming it Flatliner. I tried to maintain flowy, sweeping curves, some routes that you can hone your skills on, and the flatness allows you to maintain a relatively fast pace in your mid-gears. It's a uniquely fun and easy intermediate trail which you can ride in either direction and tirelessly make multiple laps on. Who are you? Do you build your own trails? Please tell me about it in the comments below. If you consider starting to build trails, please respect the land if you don't own it. Leave it in a better place than when you started by cleaning up litter and not damaging the property of others. Please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this presentation. Enter any questions or comments below and include suggestions for future videos. Thanks for building trails with me today, and I'll see you next time.